Plus, thank you. Bob Wischusen is in hockey group chats that I'm not a part of because I have an Android phone and I'm not happy about it.
The voice of hockey.
Our guy. It's an iPhone thing? Then why am I not in this?
It's an iPhone thing.
Well, you're going to have to
There's a waiting list now, Jorky.
Oh,
There's a big waiting list.
It's like Packers season tickets. It's just
yes, it's like Packers season tickets.
All right, Bob is the play-by-play voice for the Entertainment and Sports Programming Network and the American Broadcasting Company because they're both owned by the Walt Disney Company. He's about to do football. Pro football, college football, but we're going to talk to him about hockey. So the grind that is announcing and doing broadcasts during these playoffs, it's ridiculous. How do you get through, especially the first two rounds of the Stanley Cup playoffs as a broadcaster?
But it's what we wait for, right? So, it's hard. It's that the schedule is a grind. The last couple of years, let's say even all 4 years, I think, because we alternate nights with Turner, we have hockey nights and NBA nights rather than following a series. So because we'll put hockey on, say, like the first week of the playoffs, Sunday through Wednesday or Monday through Thursday, and then they kind of take over Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We come back Sunday. And when they have hockey, we have NBA and vice versa. So you don't follow a series. It's not like you get assigned, Panthers Lightning and you just follow it all the way through. Mm-hmm. So I'll do like a game 1 Monday, game 2 Tuesday, game 1 Monday. Yeah, I'll do a game 1 Monday, a game 1 Tuesday. Back to the other series, game 2 Wednesday. Back to the other series, game 2 Thursday. You just get up early in the morning, go to the rink, do some interviews, go back, grab a nap, do a game, get up the next morning, go back to the airport, do the same thing over again. But it's the best part of the year if you're a hockey fan. It's like what we wait for. So I never complain about the lack of sleep.
Yeah, I was going to say, what typically happens on a game day for you?
It totally depends on like what the coaches want to do in terms of their meeting schedule. But it's one of two things. Either we go to the morning skate and watch, whatever we watch and then talk to the coaches after that, or we'll go to the rink, 2.5, 3 hours before the game and meet the coaches then. At some point, we're going to talk to the two coaches. That's really like the box you have to check because they will tell you and they know the information's in the vault. We're not going to share it with the other coach. We're not going to put it out on social media, but we need to know injuries. Who's in or out of the lineup that night? Are you changing your lines? Who's the starting goaltender? Those types of things. Just so in our truck, they can build what they have to build. We can make the corrections to our charts we have to make. So it's really just based on their schedule, what they want to do. So it's either real early to the rink to meet them or we go to the morning skate. The morning skate, when I first started doing hockey, and I was like the backup guy for the Rangers for MSG in the early 2000s. We're going back about 25 years. Mm-hmm. The morning skate was sacrosanct. Like you literally only had an optional morning skate if you played like the second half of a back-to-back on the road and your team was old. And even then, most of the veterans would show up for morning skate. If the morning skate was on just a normal homestand, even if it was a back-to-back, but you slept in your own bed, or, even if you had a night off the night before, everybody was at the morning skate at all of them. And now I would say they're like 50-50 optional or full. So we definitely don't get the same information that we used to get from them because so often they're optional and it's just half the team doing drills just to get a sweat in.
When you talked about going game 1, game 2, game 2, when I hear that from a broadcasting standpoint, because I know like the preparation that goes into just trying to get for one game. You have got your stat boards with every player. You've got information. You've got little stories that you're referencing. How is it like not get super confusing and everything is jumbled up when you're going from two teams to two different teams back to the same two teams? And you got to keep track of everything. Like it just sounds like incredibly challenging.
I don't know. I don't want to make it like I'm splitting the atom or something, right? Like I'm a hockey broadcaster. I'm looking at the guys on the ice and I call the game. Part of it probably has, at least for me, to do with just the cumulative work I've done during the year to get ready. Very rarely am I going to have a team in the playoffs that I either haven't watched a lot of or have had myself during the season. So, you do have kind of that vault of accumulated knowledge during the year. I've watched these teams, and I recognize all these guys. And also now, it's a lot easier than it was 4 years ago. I mean, I'm about to enter my 5th year of doing this again in the league. This isn't college sports, right? College sports, if I had, say, Clemson football last year, and now I get assigned a Clemson game or an LSU game or something, and I pull my chart out from last year, and I look at it, I'm like, God, like none of these dudes are still on the team, right? They either transferred because they didn't get enough playing time, or they went to the NFL. So yeah, like there's a little bit of carryover, but it is not unusual at all. Like if I had a Miami football game this year, I mean, the quarterback's gone. I know that. So I'm starting fresh at quarterback. And obviously you got a big name transfer in there. So you got to bring your Georgia chart out to get ready for Miami. The NHL, if I look at the guts of almost every team from last year to this year, they're all basically the same. And there are a handful of guys that move around, and free agency seems crazy as if 50 guys change teams. Well, even if 50 guys change teams, there's 32 teams in the league, right? Like you're only talking about 2 or 3 guys a team that move around. Everybody else is the same. So that also helps, is that not only the cumulative work I've done during the season, but also the fact that in pro sports, guys sign 3, 4, 5, 6+ year contracts and stay on the team that they're on for a while. And that makes it a lot easier.
Bob, the reason we have you this week is because you're about to head out for the college football season before you get started with the NHL. You've also got Jets preseason. So what's the schedule looking like, and how does it compare to the NHL? I mean, you just told us about some of the differences, but in terms of the enjoyment and in terms of going to places like Lubbock, Texas, or things like that, like how is the college grind different?
Yeah, it's different because the travel mostly makes it different, right? I'm lucky. Week 1, I'm in Atlanta. Like our crew is going to do the 2 games that are in Atlanta. So that's Syracuse, Tennessee, and Virginia Tech, South Carolina. So big city, nonstop flight, normal hotel, NFL stadium, all good. Something that I do not take for granted about the NHL in a big, big way is that, like, I used to do a lot of college basketball, and now I do the NHL. So yeah, like nonstop flights, normal hotels, big cities, airports with more than 6 gates is nice. But my life doesn't really get super crazy until it all starts to overlap. And of course that'll begin opening night, because not only will I do opening night, but like, I think last year I did a dozen NHL games for ESPN before like the bowl games for college football. So I did, and how many weeks is that, right? It's like second week of October through the end of December. You're talking about 10 or 11 weeks. I did like a dozen games. So I was doing basically college football, a weekday hockey game, and the Jets for like 10 weeks straight, basically. That's when all 3 of those things intersect and overlap, it does get a little nuts.
Where are you opening night? Sorry, Roy.
For hockey?
Yeah, are you here?
We haven't been told yet.
Oh, we need you here, Bob.
We have not.
We need you here on the call.
It's opening day here.
I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I'm going to be in person watching a banner go up as well.
It'll be nice.
I think there's at least a better than 50-50 chance that'll happen.
It'll be nice because then if you watch the banner go up, you still get the night off because the game is at 5 instead of like at a normal time.
Well, if you guys were on the hockey chat, you would know that after that game, I'm assuming there's going to be some type of post game at the Rainforest Cafe.
I was going to say, yeah, the Rainforest Cafe.
Oh my goodness.
Or the infield.
So the first round of drinks at the Rainforest Cafe will be on me if I get that game.
Bob, if you get that game afterwards, we're linking up. Beer's on me, though.
Yeah, but the hockey bar is too far away.
Yeah,
right?
Way too
like
far.
for a
way
post game.
No.
That's
That's it. That's a
schlep.
Yeah.
That's a schlep.
Yeah, but like I said,
the Rainforest Cafe is a walk.
Yeah, it's a walk. Okay. But I mean, I said like it is a grind. I mean, I felt bad for Emily Kaplan, our friend, just for her doing her job, going back and forth. But I feel worse for all the play-by-play guys. Because of multiple sports that you guys have to do, it just doesn't make any sense. Did you even get a vacation?
Yeah, we, snuck in. June and July are good months for me. I have no complaints about, like I basically am a school teacher when it comes to like, my schedule. I basically work nonstop from Labor Day through like Memorial Day. And then when Memorial Day hits, I get some time off to not be in airports for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
And now it all kicks back in again. But nobody wants to hear me complain about my job. I get to go to games for a living. So I certainly won't complain about it.
Yeah, just like Ethan didn't want to hear us complain about our trip.
Oh,
to
enough with this, Bob. They've been complaining for
before.
2 years about having to go to Edmonton, and then they were on the ice after Game 7, the biggest game
was at home.
in NHL history.
Game 7 was at home.
Yeah, but you got to be there. I would have gone to
see
Edmonton
two
10
losses.
times back
They
and
lost
forth.
like 13-2 in those 2 games or something. It was like,
And we had to go through like 6 airports
Oh, my God.
each way. What are you talking
Yeah.
about?
all right, come on.
I
We're
mean,
not
look,
doing this
in the
again.
NHL, like I have yet to go to Winnipeg.
Oh, thank God.
I haven't been to Winnipeg yet. I'm anticipating at some point the stars might align and I may get to go to Winnipeg. I think I've been to every other Canadian city that has a team. The last time I was doing hockey, Winnipeg wasn't Winnipeg. They were Atlanta. So, so the Jets have since returned to the NHL since I started doing this again. But I would have to say, of all of the places that I've been, yeah, like Miami, Fort Lauderdale, like South Florida to Edmonton, that's got to be about not even just distance-wise the biggest schlep, but about the biggest, like, everything being completely different dichotomy between 2 cities.
Yeah.
Thank
Like,
you,
there's
Bob. Ethan did
very
not
little-
understand.
I understand completely the travel. I'm just saying you guys got to be on the ice after Game 7. That's all it is.
Okay.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
game
That's
6
That's
too.
great. Thank you. Thank you, Ethan.
That's-
You
Don't
have
throw
a top,
that back either.
You have a top 5, Ethan. Go ahead.
Yeah, so we
Do
mentioned that Bob is in the hockey chat famously, that Roy is infamously not in. And I consider Bob a friend. We've hung out, we've had a couple beers. He watched the Gators win the national championship with me famously, had to put up with that. So I concocted a list, my top 5 people, broadcasters that I would like to have a beer with. Strong list here.
All right.
OLI,
Yeah.
friend of the show, John Butchergross.
All right. I'm saying the call.
Where's the
and it's not
fanfare?
playing.
Rosie.
You're going to have to do it, Rose, because it's not playing here.
Woo! What?
The fanfare.
Push again, Roy.
Okay.
There we go. All right, John Butchergross, OLI. And if Bob has any good stories about drinking with any of these people, I would love to hear it after this list. Number 5, Kenny Mayne. Number 4, the San Francisco Giants broadcast team of Dwayne Kuiper and Mike Krukow.
That's good.
Number 3, this isn't necessarily a beer, but I'd like to have a steak and a brandy with this guy, maybe. Al Michaels. Not that I've ever had a brandy in my life. Number 2, Chris Berman. Number 1, this should be easy. Come on, guys. Harry Carey. Who wouldn't want to have a beer with Harry Carey?
Mm-hmm. Well, it'd be impossible.
If you were
It'd be
a hot
hard.
Well, you can't do it now, but
If you were a hot dog and you were starving, would you eat yourself? There's only one answer, and it's yes.
Roy,
So we'll wait.
Roy, who would be your number 1 in broadcasting you would like to have a beer with?
Vince Scully.
I miss Scully.
Me will be Ariana Grande.
Wait a minute.
Great
No, that's not
That's
a
not a broadcaster.
Great broadcaster.
Sports
But she
broadcasting.
goes to games.
She's not a
She is a
play-by-play or
famously
color
a big
analyst,
Panther fan.
Yeah.
but she's not a play-by-play or color analyst. That is the
Oh.
Did
Then
anybody-
Roddy De Paul.
Nobody mentioned Al Michaels?
Al Michaels was 3rd on my list.
list. He wanted to have a
Nice
cognac
job
or-
listening.
Or brandy.
Yeah, a brandy.
Yes, that he'd be my number 1.
All right, wait. The Zoom for me froze for a second. So I heard Kenny Mayne, John Butchergross, Al Michaels. I missed the other 2.
Number 4 was Dwayne Kuiper and Mike Krukow. Number 2 was Chris Berman, and number 1, of course, Harry Carey. This spot's for you,
Hey, Norm.
Bob. Do you have any great stories with any of these people, or can you
No.
just tell us a great Boog Shambi story?
Well, I can tell you a bunch of great Boog Shambi stories, but no, the other 5 guys, no. I mean, a couple of ESPN seminars, a few cocktails, but not nearly the depth of John Shambi stories that I would have.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you know him Very, very well since
Too well.
Yeah, way
Yes,
too well.
too well.
As roommates. So yeah, you should know.
Yeah.
So, John, in the spirit,
Bob.
Bob. You call him
Nice.
John
I just
because
called
you're
you
talking
John.
about
$5.
Wow.
You're talking about boobs.
$5.
That's my goodness. All right, well, let me reset. All right.
Blah, blah, blah.
All right, Bob, in the spirit of the top 5, and I'm going to put you on the spot here, so if you can't, recall all this at once, I totally get it. I wanted to see if you could, your top 5 moments that you've called to you. Not necessarily the top 5 that we would think, but just if you could remember your favorite moments that you called. Maybe not necessarily top 5, but.
Yeah, no, they all, I mean, at least right off the top of my head, I'll have to think of 5, but right off the top of my head, I would think, I go to like playoff overtime winners, right? For Hagee.
Nice.
Was
Game
a great
7
one. I had Barclay Goodrow against the Panthers. That was fun though. Game 2, Eastern Conference Final at the Garden.
Series went okay for Florida.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Ultimately, it was a happy ending for the Panthers. Maybe the Bobrovsky save.
Oh, the robbery.
man,
Against the Lightning.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the windmill save.
Yeah.
I
I feel like you're curating this to your audience, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm trying. I had, I would say the last game we did this past year was pretty good. I did Game 6 in Dallas when
That's the
Dallas
Thomas
won
Harley goal.
Ooh.
in overtime, right? But at the same time, remember that was
it Mark Scheifele? Mark
the
Scheifele
Scheifele goal the day after his dad had passed.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So
That was
there was
incredible.
the emotion of watching him break down, of having, the slow handshake line of every guy spending some time with him. That was one of those peeks into the culture of hockey.
Yeah.
Right. Of everybody on the Dallas Stars knew exactly what Mark Scheifele was going through, and they all spent a little extra time with him. But I would say my number one moment in doing this I think it was the first year that I was doing this was, and obviously it takes on a whole different level as a memory in terms of significance, was in Calgary, Johnny Gaudreau in double overtime beating Dallas in the game where Jake Ottinger stopped 65 of 67 shots or something. It was the best performance I've ever seen by a goaltender in a loss, certainly. And then Gaudreau won it in overtime. And, less than a year and a half later, he wasn't with us anymore.
The thing I think about the Jets Stars game, the mountaintop and valley of the situation was Mark Scheifele scored, and then he took the penalty that led to the Thomas Harley overtime goal.
Correct.
That's just oh my goodness, that's on the opposite end of the spectrum on each side.
I remember we were texting about it as it happened, and you actually texted me. You're like, they better not score with him in the box. And then, just as I read the message, the goal went in.
Yeah, I threw my phone when that happened.
The
the
moment that stood out to me from that was Mason Marchment, who had also lost his father, I think within the last year or two.
Yeah.
Him consoling Mark Scheifele after that was unbelievable. That was an incredible moment.
Losing Brian Marchment, that hurt. And seeing Mason Marchment being in this league, doing as well as he is right now, that's great to me. That's
we had another moment. I'll give you a similar moment. It was a regular season moment, but it was one of those, again, just a peek into the culture of the sport and the guys that have been in the sport forever, literally.
Mm-hmm.
Ovechkin. One of the games that I called of his chase for the record, they played Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
And right at the end of the season, and as the game was over, and I want to say Washington won late, and there was a big celebration. I can't remember exactly how the game ended, but what sticks out to me is right after the game was over, Ovechkin yelling up the tunnel to half the guys that had left the rink, "Hey, get back out here." Because he recognized it was right at it was the last time they were ever going to see Marc-Andre Fleury.
Yeah.
And they all lined up and shook his hand.
That was cool.
And Ovechkin was the one that we had a camera on him, because obviously he had a camera on Ovechkin doing everything, right? With an isolated camera, followed him everywhere. And we caught the whole him like end of game and then having this recognition of, oh, wait a minute, I have to go get like legend recognizes legend, and I have to go get the guys out of the tunnel. Everybody has to come out here and shake this guy's hand. And so that was a pretty cool moment too.
You mentioned Ovechkin. He's going to play next season now. One of the biggest questions, I guess, coming into this upcoming season is this his final season? So what are the biggest questions coming into this upcoming season to you?
Well, I mean, are the Panthers going to run it back?
Probably.
Right?
Yeah,
like, to
most
me,
likely,
that's going to be a story that'll dominate the whole year, because how often do you see a team that has all of these guys that could probably across the board be making more money elsewhere, all basically being like, you know what? Palm trees and sunshine in January and February and winning, not a bad combo. And so they're all kind of collectively doing what Tom Brady did all those years in New England. Like, Tom Brady, of course, had a supermodel wife that made more than him. So easy to give the team a hometown discount. But, you got a bunch of guys giving the Panthers a hometown discount so they can keep it together and try it again. And I'm fascinated to see if it works again, because in a way it'll be awesome if it does, because like it would reward guys for caring more about winning than about their paycheck.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Quite frankly. And I like that. Like, I like guys that care more about winning and about don't mess with happy, and about realizing that they're in a great place on a great team with a great group, and saying, you know what, that's worth sacrificing 20%, 30% of what I might be able to make elsewhere. So fascinated to see how that works. I mean, I'm in New York, so I'm always wondering about the Rangers.
Yeah.
And will they squeeze into the back end of the playoffs? If they get there, what will their team look like? I mean, they basically kind of admitted at the trade deadline this past year that they just flat out got it wrong, because they tried to totally overhaul their team as much as they could on the eve of the playoffs, basically just try and make that run. Didn't work. Will it work this year? The one thing the Rangers have is they have the goaltender.
Yep.
Right? Like, the jumping off point for any team is you want to know you've got the goaltender. And they have the goaltender. So those are the two, teams, like, just off the top of my head, that I'll be interested in following all year, see how it works out.
Is it just that they need? Is it time for a culture shift up in for the Rangers, because of the way that they handled?
Bring Torts back?
Yep. No.
Always a good idea to bring Torts back.
Oh no.
Culture. I mean, to me, it's just being honest about your roster and of the type of guys that you've got. And I hate to say it, but the Rangers, unfortunately, have proven to have a lot of regular season stats accumulating players that, when they get to the playoffs, get exposed, right? Like Zibanejad, Panarin, Fox, they have not been the players in the postseason for the last couple of years, not even getting there last year, that they were, in the regular season. And, it just again speaks, I think, to the genius of Bill Zito, that Bill Zito recognizes what a playoff hockey player looks like. And would I rather have a Barkov, a Lundell, a Losterainen, you just go down the list, guys that, like Barkov at a superstar level, but I don't know, is he going to be better than an 80-point player in the regular season? Maybe, maybe not. If he's better than an 80-point player, he's not better by much. The other guys might be, 40-point players. And yet, who would you rather have in the playoffs? What type of player would you rather have in the playoffs? Those guys, or some of the 90, 100, 110-point guys that can just be taken out of their game, because those guys, the Lundells and Losterainens, go out there and stick a fist in their chest and in the playoffs and take them out of their game. And to me, what it goes to show is you have to look past the statistics and look past the regular season numbers and say to yourself, like, what type of game does this guy play? And when I get to the playoffs, what type of player am I going to want? And the Panthers have figured out, especially on their third and fourth lines, a lot. Like, look, they've got the Reinhart, superstar scorer. Barkov, obviously, even if he doesn't put a ton of points up, Selke winner. Like, they've got star players in their top six, but their bottom six has a lot of guys that are no fun to play in a 7-game series. And I think some teams miss that a little bit. Like, they miss going and getting some of those guys. And Bill Zito's really smart about how he puts it together.
All right, Bob, go and enjoy football.
Well,
I mean, he's
we'll
at the
see.
Jets, so
Yeah,
you're not going to enjoy
tonight,
football.
so I'm not sure how much I'm going to enjoy it.
Can
but
you
we'll
tell
see.
our Panther propaganda has worked on Bob, by the way, that we've been feeding it to him for the last year or so?
Well, I mean, they're back-to-back champions like that.
yeah.
And they've been in the finals 3 years in a row. Like, it's not hard to drink the Kool-Aid, right? Like, if I was on an NFL show and was talking up the Chiefs right now, it probably wouldn't be because somebody had to sell them to me.
Yeah.
They're pretty darn good.
Yeah, there's we got a bit of a history here of winning. Just 3 years of history, I guess.
A little bit.
All right, that's it, Bob. We appreciate you joining us here today. Thank you for joining us.
Yep, anytime I can do it, guys. See ya.
See ya. Thanks to Bob Wischusen for joining us, and thank you to Ethan and Rosie and Gino and Jason for helping us out. For David Dwork, my name is Roy Bellamy. We will see you next week.
Bye.